You're here with your main man Koder, Media Spotlight UK, Mr. Undeniable himself. You know what time it is. Stay tuned.
Media Spotlight UK, it's your boy Gully in the studio right now with your boy Koder. How you doing, bro?
I'm blessed, man. You good?
All good, all good. It's very fitting that we're here. We're both sat here in the studio.
Yeah.
We watched you perform your heart out at the Ends Festival in Croydon with Ghetts, and we thought at one point we'd actually lost you in the crowd. There was a bit of confusion.
Yeah, the grip was a bit hard from the gallem still. So I was getting pulled in.
So
pulled in.
Let's take it back to that Friday, the first day of the Ends Festival. It's first ever year in Croydon. You're performing with Ghetts.
Yeah.
It was electric.
It was wild, man. So I was actually the first, me and the team I performed with, which was me, Troy Hudson, Renzo, Secret. We were the first ever performers at the Ends Festival. So I opened up the whole festival on the Friday on the, I think it was the Foot Asylum stage.
Okay, yeah.
So we done that. That performance was dope. It was sick. Got a lot of attention from that. And then we was just kind of rolling around the festival, vibing, like looking at everything and thinking, this is a vibe. Still, it's the first time here. And then, I'm in the crowd and I'm watching Ghetts. And then he just spots me and he's he's like, Koder, fly the fence, fly the gate. No, he just said, Koder, fly it.
Yeah.
So then, like, I flew the fence with my wristband in the air just in case security.
I was going to ask you. Yeah,
like in case security didn't jump on me quick.
Yeah.
So I flew the fence and then just jumped on stage, and then he was doing his bars and I knew all these bars. So then I was like doing hype man for him at the time. And then, it just came to my bit.
So that was a complete impromptu performance?
Yeah, I was just ready. But he knows that. He knows I'm ready, innit?
Yeah. I love it. It sounds like some superhero. He's like, get your cape on, fly over, let's do this.
He knows I'm ready. Ghetts knows I'm ready. So, I jumped the fence and then just jumped on stage. Was doing back-ins with him. And then, just went into it. And then the hype took over me. But when you're in moments like that, can't waste them, innit? So
this is what we were saying before we began the interview. When you get these opportunities, and obviously you've done other festivals, performed in other countries, you have to just make the most of it, and that's what you did.
You got to, man. So I just went, got my reload, and then just jumped into the crowd.
As I said, a few people thought we lost you.
That's what I'm saying. It was crazy.
Yeah. So Koder, let's for a second, let's just take it back. I know a lot of people are familiar with you, but how would you describe yourself?
A chameleon.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Just sonically able to take it to loads of different spaces, drawing loads of different influences, really absorb my environments and able to kind of relay information back in like a digestible way to people. That's kind of what I'd say I do.
I think the studio speaks volumes. I mean, we're surrounded by plants, which are living things. You've got the colours representing your logos here. It's all very true to yourself. Does that help you bring out the best in your music, your environment?
100%, because I feel like in the studio, I've created my own world. So that's why the colours are like yellow and black, and I've got the plants, because we're creating our own world in there, you know? So that's what it is, man. And it helps me get into my vibe a lot. You know?
And in terms of working with Ghetts, like you guys must spend a lot of time together. Well, when you're
you don't know what? I've been studio with Ghetts once,
right?
And we done something. I laid a verse for something. It hasn't come out yet. I don't know what's gonna happen with it, but just being in studio with him and writing on the spot, it was good pressure. Because
I was going to ask you, because he must be writing quick. You must be writing quick.
Exactly. So being amongst greats is the best. Like I've always said, especially to my team, I say like, I'd rather play on like ultra hard.
Yeah.
I'd rather play on ultra hard than play on amateur all day and be the best at amateur. I'd rather see how I level against the greats, and have that be my circle or be amongst those kind of people, because it's only going to push me to be the best version of myself.
Makes
so
sense.
When I'm in studio with Ghetts, I wrote 2 of my best ever verses just in that session.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Just from the pressure of being like, I have to deliver. I wrote, 2 of my best verses.
It's like footballers as well, you get a lot of footballers that spend their time around some of the best players in the world for their club teams.
Exactly.
And that pushes them to be a better player.
Exactly. So that's literally my mindset. Like, I want to be around people that make me have to be better,
Let's talk about Great Escape Festival, which was a few weeks ago as well.
Yes.
How was that for yourself?
Great Escape was dope. That was like, I've always wanted to do Great Escape. It was actually on my list, on my plan. Like I wrote a couple of years ago, I had Great Escape on there. So when I was able to do it, it was just like a nice, you know, confirmation that I'm on the right path, you know. So we went there. At first it was just no one there. By the time I got on the stage, the place was just full.
And for people who don't know, that festival, you can, you know, there's all these different venues.
Yeah.
And you will get people that just walk in off the street and they might not be familiar with you.
Definitely.
And like you say, it was a bit quiet at the start, and I bet towards the end it was full.
Yeah, it was full. And, you know, I always say, like, artists make excuses sometimes and be like, oh, there was not enough people in there, or it was the sound, or it was the people were dead in there. But I always look at it as the artist, it's on the artist, because for me, it's your job to convert people, innit? It's your job to make people believe in what it is you're doing, you know. So I never allow that to be an excuse. So even when I went on the stage, and if there was a couple people, my job is to make them couple people come home with me. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I want to, you know. So I just went on the stage with that in mind, and by the end, it was my manager just had loads of people coming up to him, like exchanging details.
Oh, wow.
And we had meetings off the back of it, and people had actually been recommended by other people to come and check out my set.
That's big.
So that was cool as well. So yeah, I treat every show like it's my last, or like it's my dream show is the O2 Arena, which I'm definitely
so that's really
years. But I treat every show like that. I'd literally, we have rehearsals.
Yeah.
We plan every single detail of the show, you know. So Great Escape was a mad one. It's a nice one to put on the list, you know.
And last year you were in New Zealand.
Yeah, I was in New Zealand last year.
So tell me about New Zealand. I mean,
New Zealand's
what's the scene like there?
The scene is buzzing over there. Like, there's so much talent over in New Zealand. When I first went there, it was 2008.
Yeah.
I think 2008, and I must have been about 17, too young to perform at like venues, but they had to sneak me in. And
is it over 21? Is the thing there? Is it?
No, it's 18.
18,
I was 17,
right? Okay.
Yeah. So I had to like sneak in venues, or I had to perform and leave straight away. And
right,
it was,
okay,
but I was over there, and I was just giving them a real grime experience at the time, you know. So me and my DJ over there called Jason Housen are like documented as the first ones to give New Zealand a proper grime experience, like in terms of like actually exploring and expanding on the genre. People I think Dizzy Rascal had been there before, a few other people, but we really was in the clubs and in the streets and doing pop-up shows and really on radio spitting for 2 hours. Like, we brought the whole grime culture there, you know. So New Zealand's just it holds a big place in my heart, and I got family there as well. So when I go over there, I'm always with the fam, you know.
How do you deal with the long flights?
I'm used to them now. I do them.
Are you a person that sleeps? I can't sleep on public transport, let alone a plane.
I sleep on anything.
I envy people like you.
I'll be on the train from like Canada Water to like Bermondsey, which is one stop. No, I'm joking. Not like that. But I can sleep, so I get on the plane. I always try and book the night flights now. So I finessed it. Yeah,
but I suppose having that setting outside, you know, they close the windows. It's dark outside as well.
It's dark. My body clock's used to sleeping at this time. And I wake up, I'm normally in like Hong Kong or Korea, and we do like a stopover, something like a couple hours, and then so New Zealand's crazy, man. Like, the love I get out there is wild. Like, I've been able to sell out all of my shows out there. There's been like, I've gone and looked outside, there's people trying to get in, bouncers like no more people can get in. So to have built that organically, I think it's priceless. When you've built something organically, it's just priceless, because
of course.
It's
nobody can take that away from you.
No one can take that away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can always go to New Zealand and perform, or just, I also run an event called LDNZ, which is London to New Zealand.
Oh wow, right.
Which is something where I get New Zealand artists over here and put on a showcase with London acts and New Zealand acts. So that's how invested I am in it, you know, to bring them over, to have them over and put them on shows. And because the talent's so crazy out there, I just want people over here to notice it and put their attention there.
Yeah, but showcase a little light on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What would you say is the message within your songs? I mean, you know, Bad Mind People and Richer. What would you say? I mean, every song's got a different message, but what's the overall message you would say?
My overall. Because
you're very conscious.
Yeah, it's empowerment, I'd say. Like, the underlying message in everything I do is empowerment. Even like having Richer, which is about, you know, just getting richer, not just financially, but just mind state, conscious, on a conscious level, just all round getting richer. And Bad Mind People is basically staying away from people that are like gonna prevent you from getting richer. Do you know what I mean? So it's even empowering by, say for example, I might say certain things in the song that you relate to, or you see traits in someone around you that I'm explaining in the song, and you just distance yourself. So
Yeah.
I think under the underlying message and everything I do is just like self-empowerment, you know, and being a hustler and grinding for what you believe in, you know, and fighting for it. Persistence breaks resistance, I'd say. That's
that.
my message. Yeah,
I like that.
That's the message I always promote.
What I like about you as well, you're very supportive of other artists.
Yeah.
I always see you, you know, you're posting messages and supporting, and not everyone does that. And obviously your boy Yizzy, he's doing it. And
doing mad things.
How does it feel to see him doing this thing, you know?
That's crazy. Like, for me, I've known Yizzy, our mums are really good friends, they grew up together.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so, and he lives in Broccoli. So I've seen Yizzy from he was just like a little child when I was out here. You know what I mean? He's a little child holding his mum's arms.
That must make it even more special.
It's special because I've seen it like that. It's mind blowing to me, because I think I was reintroduced to Yizzy when I done a video for One Take. I done a One Take freestyle, and I put it out on Facebook, and this guy comes along and he's just like at the video shoot. So I'm with everyone I know except for this guy who I thought I didn't know at the time. Yeah. So he's rolling and he's just like, yo, I spit, and he's spitting me bars. We had a cypher, and then he just randomly goes, you don't remember who I am, innit? And I'm like, do you know what? I don't.
Yeah,
like, And then he goes, yes. And I'm like, no way. Like, I literally lost my mind. I was like, what? Because the last time I saw him, he was like holding his mum's hand, and now he's like taller than me. He's got mad bars. He's Yizzy now. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it was just like, I want to do anything.
That's a beautiful moment.
It was crazy. Like, it's a moment I'll never forget, because it was actually like, what? Like, I just felt like, rah. Like, I wish I knew you. I wish I knew it was you earlier. I would have helped from way earlier.
Yeah. But obviously, you're showing the support now.
Exactly. So we started doing, I started bringing him on shows and stuff, and now he phones me and brings me on shows.
Oh,
so
like for like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So BBC introduced, and he brought me out. The other day at Field Day.
Yeah, you were at Field Day as well.
Yeah, I brought him out at the Clash event.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, that's what I want to see more of, you know, especially in communities like ours, which sometimes get negative spotlight or have in the past. I want to see and encourage more of them kind of things, of two people that have grown up round the corner for each other, just throwing each other rope. Do you know what I mean? He'll throw me a rope, I'll throw him a rope.
That's it.
Exactly.
Everyone climbs.
Exactly.
Everyone climbs.
Exactly. And then, you know, we throw the ladder down for the rest of everyone else, you know. So yeah, that's my boy, man.
Now, you're an ambassador for the Young Urban Arts Foundation. What does that involve?
That involves me going to meetings, me representing them at like award shows, and just being a advocate for the Young Urban Arts Foundation. Okay. Basically, I came up through their program. So when I was in college, they came to my college and I done a project with them, and I was just so enthusiastic. Like, I was just like, okay, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? And actually coming and adding value to the class by knowing a few things myself. So I was teaching other people, and then Kerry, who runs it, we just built a good relationship, and then we stayed in touch. And I just always mention it whenever I'm doing something. I give credit to Young Urban Arts Foundation, because she really, from a time when it wasn't cool, like it wasn't in to be like, to be helping people and just be, you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like, okay, some people could potentially use it as like a thing to get likes or whatever. She was doing it when she was really fighting for funding, and no one was trying to give support.
The struggle was real,
no one was trying to give support to young people. She's been grinding for over 10 years, you know. So when she asked me to be an ambassador, it was just like, it was a no-brainer. I was just like, yeah, definitely. So yeah, PRS events, any event, we just go represent. We was at the AIM Awards last year. She was hosting it, and I just went and represented. Yeah,
that's big. Good on you, man. Good on you. And we see you sporting the Puma tracksuit. Is this a deal? Is this?
We're working with Puma. So what's happening is like, it came about from me being at Splash Festival in Germany. Yeah, I had a performance in Germany, and then my boy ran a studio at Splash. So we go to Splash Festival, and we got like a studio in the VIP area that my friend was running, Jay Loon at the time, and S Fidelity was running the studio. So when it was free, I just always use it. As soon as it was free and no artist was using it, I'd use it. So one day we use it, we leave the windows open so that everyone outside could hear. I get in the booth, record a song. It was just about 4 of us in the studio. When I got out the booth, the whole studio was full with people singing the song that I just recorded. that we just recorded
for the first time.
For the first time, I just got out the booth. The studio was 4 people. Now I'm seeing like bare strangers turning up. Like I'm like, raw. Okay, cool.
It's a good song then.
Yeah, so let's just put this out, you know. So then one of the guys happened to work for Puma at the time.
Right.
So we stayed in contact, and then he was doing a project with I think it was the German under 18s.
Right.
And he wanted to bring them to the studio so they could like mess around in the studio and record and see, to just see how I work actually. And then when they ended up coming, I was playing beats and some of them started writing lyrics.
All right.
Yeah, some of them had a little 8-bar.
Some German bars,
some German bars. Yeah. So then just was like, cool, let's get in the booth. So we got in the booth and we all recorded, and we filmed the whole thing. And then they brought us to the Arsenal game as well. So we was in a box watching Arsenal. That was crazy.
Are you an Arsenal fan yourself?
Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan.
Unfortunate
Definitely.
for you.
Unfortunate.
A lot of pain.
Fortunately, being an Arsenal fan means that you're resilient.
Oh, very resilient.
You're resilient.
Don't tell me you went to Baku. Did you go to Baku?
No, definitely. I'm not that resilient.
Good
boy.
boy.
I'm not that resilient. But yeah, So then we just kept talking, and then just developed a relationship with Puma, and then now we're about to go to the headquarters. We're actually flying out. I don't know when you're going to watch this, but we're flying out tonight to go to the headquarters to bring this actual studio there. So they're creating Undeniable Studios at the Puma headquarters. Okay. And they want to do it again with more footballers that are sponsored by Puma. So the same thing they done when they came here. Yeah. They want to bring that there. So they've got my logo on the wall and everything at the headquarters. And then I'll be performing as well. And they're shooting me a music video out there. So we're going to be out there doing things.
This is a win-win.
Yeah, it's a win-win. And the song's called Win.
Oh, is that? Yes. I didn't speak to your PR, by the way. That was
Yeah, the song is actually called Win that we're doing. So, it's a song where I just I use my journey coming up in Broccoli with football references.
Okay, love it.
So it's like, a line from it might be like, they said getting out the hood was a long shot, but I worked on my aiming.
Love it. Because I'm a man who uses a lot of football analogies in life, so
now I'm getting posed from far like a crossbar challenge.
Oh, love it.
Do you know what I mean? Like I had to. It was tricky.
More of a creative.
I wanted to utilize football, but I wanted to use it in a way to explain a journey. Do you know what I mean? Like keeping balance, staying on with the vision and using words like that. So that's a song I've got coming with them. That's going to be on Chameleon EP as well. So that's how it came about, and we're gonna keep building with them, man. I really like what they've done with Nipsey, like what they do with Meek Mill, Rihanna, Jay-Z. I feel like their thing is also empowerment. They empower artists.
They get it,
because the artists they're working with are not people who are just sitting on the fence. They're artists who have a message, who are very vocal and speak up about justice. Figures. Or do you know what I mean? Yeah. So for me, it's the right fit because it fits what I do, you know. As my boy said, I brought him to a video shoot and he was like, Puma supports the hustlers. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's it. You support the hustlers, you know.
It. So before we wrap it up, more music, more shows for this year?
So I've got Chameleon EP coming on the 12th of July. That coming, so it's been a while since I dropped an EP.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy to give people music, man. And I'm just really grateful that last year I stayed in the studio all year. I lost 3 hard drives in Hong Kong.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Lost 3 hard drives with all my music come back from New Zealand.
That's resilience.
Definitely.
That's resilience.
Definitely.
Right,
so I lost everything. Yeah. So that's when I got this studio and I just stayed in here for like the whole year. And I think I stayed in here. I got it from May. I was in here till, I think my first show was like November, October.
Right.
I didn't do no shows. I was just turning down everything. I just wasn't going anywhere really. Stayed in the studio, re-recording things, recording new things. So for me to come out of the studio and have an EP ready, and there to be like festivals already before the EP's even out or the phone's ringing how it is, for me it's a blessing, because I always tell people like what's done in the dark always comes to light, and people might look at that sometimes as a negative analogy, but if you look at it as a positive one, like me staying in the studio in the dark, just literally making music, and as soon as it's ready and it steps into the light, it just opens up so many opportunities.
More like, bookings,
more bookings. Like we sit in these meetings with these labels and stuff, and we tell them how we run our operation. I got my own record label called Undeniable Records.
Okay.
And it's just me and my friends that are with it, you know. Yeah. And when we go to these meetings with labels and explain to them how we run everything operationally, they're like, so would you like? like how are you guys doing it? How are you? And it's just all based on like just the focus, and just believing in something and planting seeds and having faith that when things are ready, you know, it's gonna go to the next level, man.
Transpire.
So, yeah, that's been good, man.
Yeah, well, Koder, big up yourself. I love the energy, very positive.
Thank you, man.
You can even feel it in the studio right now.
Yeah, I try and keep it sacred. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
indeed. And enjoy Germany.
No, thank you for having me, man.
And bless up.
No, big up, man.